Let's move on now to the fifth main topic today. And our fifth main topic today comes to us from Brendan Garcia, who writes, "To hell with the haters, I loved Aladdin." I liked Aladdin too, Brendan. "The music was great, Will Smith was great, the kid playing Aladdin was great, it was funny and fun and great." A lot of great in there. "Nothing will ever replace the original, but this movie was worthy of the name. I was really surprised though to read that Aladdin has now passed the box office of the original animated movie." I was like, really? Are you surprised? And do you think it deserves this success? All right, for those of you who don't know what it is he's talking about, after this past weekend, which was a big one for it worldwide and domestically, it is now over, I believe, $600 million. I think Aladdin, the new live-action Aladdin, is now sitting at over $600 million, which very firmly passes that of the original animated series. I am with you in the sense that this movie is not as good as the original animated film, but very, very few films are as good as the original animated Aladdin movie. Very few are. But I thought it was a very good movie. I thought it was a very entertaining movie. I thought it was charming and fun. And did it have some weaknesses? Yes, it did. But it's funny that the one weakness, Rob, that everybody was really afraid of, which was Will Smith as the genie, that actually turned out to be a strength of the film, that even the people who don't like the movie say, yeah, but Will Smith was actually pretty good as the genie. And that turned out to be a very key element of the film. And now we're seeing that it has passed the original at box office. Considering the original at the box office was over $500 million, I should say, that's no small feat. And it's already made a little bit more money than I thought it would. Number one, I'm surprised that it passed the original this quickly. I thought maybe ultimately it would, but I didn't know, and I didn't think maybe it would pass it this quickly. But number two, the first thing that comes to my mind, Rob, is that this bodes very well for Lion King. This bodes very well for Lion King. Because if Lion King is as good as we think it's going to be, and Lion King might be possibly the most popular animated film of all time, one of the most beloved animated films of all time, I think this bodes very, very well for it. Anyway, you saw these box office results. What's your response to that? Were you surprised by it? Do you think it deserves it? Do you think it doesn't? Where are you at on
No,
this?
I mean, I think it's great. Look, it's so hard to make great movies. And when you have a studio like Disney, whether they're making live-action remakes, whether they're continuing their Frozen franchise, whether the MCU is doing something, whether Star Wars is going on, we want these movies to succeed. I certainly take no pleasure in a movie failing. And having a guy like Guy Ritchie, who's, coming off of that King Arthur movie, or not King Arthur, it was the Robin Hood movie.
No, it was a King Arthur movie.
I've liked Guy Ritchie. I wanted this movie, and I've always liked Will Smith. I wanted this movie to succeed, and because the lead up to it, there wasn't a lot of marketing, and we didn't know what was going on, and when you and I went to CinemaCon and saw that clip, we're like, that was pretty good. And to have this movie come out and be successful, it's great for everybody. It's great for everyone who's involved. It's great for the studio, but most of all, it's great for audiences. And I think it's awesome that it's done well. $600 million. We forget, because we live in this world where Avengers made $2 billion. Endgame.
Yeah.
Most movies you make $500-600 million. Point. That's a huge, epic win for everyone. That's a gigantic win. And it means the business is healthy. They'll make more movies like this. More people are working, and these movies are employing more and more people worldwide. So it's great. I think it's great that this movie was successful, and I think Lion King is going to be, Disney's having the most ridiculous year in the history of any studio ever.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what that number is at the end of Disney's year. With Aladdin now, with Toy Story 4 coming out, with Lion King coming out, with Frozen 2, and then there's that little space
Star
adventure.
something.
Yeah.
Star something.
At the end of the year.
On top of $1 billion Captain Marvel movie, on top of almost roughly in the neighborhood of a $3 billion Avengers movie. We got Spider-Man. We forgot about Spider-Man Far From Home.
That's a Sony movie.
Sure, yeah, you're right. That one's going to count under Sony.
But
you're right.
It's unbelievable. And, for all the people that are talking about the death of cinema, which I think is utterly absurd, to have a studio, what if all studios put out entertainments like this? One great movie after another. Wouldn't that be a great world to live in?
And Unfortunately, though, there's a lot of great cinema that gets made that people just don't go to see.
I know.
They don't go see it, and then they complain that it's not there
Yep.
when it is there, but they just didn't go see it. And so it's kind of a revolving thing, but it is crazy. So it's an incredible success for Aladdin. What about you guys? Were you surprised to hear that it has actually passed the box office of the original? Jump down in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.